Okay, so for this latest video I thought I would give you a bit of a look at some of the accessories I've put on the bike so far. Also I thought I should mention that I've mentioned that I got this bike from Cycle Republic. Cycle Republic looks like it is now closing down. It was the web-based version of Halfords effectively, but it's closing down from the 8th of June 2020, so you won't be able to get the bike or any of the bits from Cycle Republic anymore. I'm not getting paid for advertising anyway. I'm just doing this out of interest. But Cycle Republic is part of Halfords and Treads, so I think they all have the same kind of gear, so you can still get things online. Some of the accessories that I might talk about that I say came from Cycle Republic, you can probably get from Halfords and Treads. When I mentioned about the Cycle Republic not being around anymore, I did notice that the week after I bought my bike, the price went up by about £150, so it was over £1,000. Now it's close to £1,100. I think it was just over 1,100. You can get it from Halfords as well. It was a similar sort of price, but I thought that was a bit cheeky really, that just as we're being recommended for everybody to get cycling, I guess it's supply and demand, but the vendors put the price up, so I just got in time to get it for under £1,000, and now you're looking at about £1,100 or £1,200. And you do have to factor in all the accessories, so you really do probably need another couple £100 on top of that, so it's starting to get a bit pricey. It's worth mentioning there is the Cycle to Work scheme that's worth looking at. When I put this bike in there, it looked like I would save about £70, so originally it was suggested that you could save 30 or 40% by using the Cycle to Work, but I found a calculator that you could put the price of the bike in and see what you'd actually save, and it was only about £70, and it was going to take quite a lot of faffing going to the going through the work systems, and I probably wouldn't have it now and wouldn't have it in time for my work opening up, which wasn't really ideal, so I've not gone for the Cycle to Work scheme. I just bought it so I could get it as quickly as possible, and my work will be opening up on the 15th of June, so from then I will be trying out the commute in earnest, and we'll see how that goes when I get started on that. I'm hoping the weather gets a bit better than it is now. We've had a few gale force winds and some rain this morning. Not going out on it today, and yes, we'll see, and keep our fingers crossed that we have a nice summer so that I can be enjoying the cycle rather than hiding from the rain. So one of the first thing I needed so that I could carry things to and from work when I start commuting is a rack, and the one that I went for was off Amazon. This was £18 off Amazon for a Pedal Pro adjustable rack. The reason I went for this is again because I wasn't quite sure what would be able to fit on the bike, and I've managed to fix this on now. You get a good view of the gel seat there and how that's fixed as well, but this has a quick release, so it makes it very easy to put round the stem of the seat. It originally came with some little rubber bits in here to protect the paint on the stem, but once I put those in, it wouldn't close properly. It didn't quite look right, so I've left those off, and I'll just have to accept that there's probably going to be some scratches around there. And it comes with a little reflector on the back. It just clips on the back, and a bungee cord for sticking things on. But the main reason I went for it is because on this Carrera Subway e-bike, we've got the motor hub down here, we've got a disc brake on that side, and when I was reading the discussions about fitting racks and mudguards, it sounded like those could cause issues with doing it, whereas with this one you can see the stays, something I didn't realise when I started putting it on, but you can adjust the length of the stays to as long as you want, and they clip around the part of the frame, so you can adjust it to the angle that you want and have it exactly how you want. So it'll pretty much fit on any bike as far as I can see. These extend quite a long way, so that's how I've done it. You'll see on each side it's slightly different. This side I gave it a bit more clearance, so it's not hitting on the brake calipers. That's something you can do with this particular model, and you can clip panniers on or do whatever you want on here. So I have also bought one pannier, and panniers, the prices of panniers seem to vary greatly. again, because I didn't want to splash the boat out too much, I was lucky that I found these. So the Pedal Pro, this was off Amazon, where I got that. This pannier, I was searching around, been on the floor, so it's a bit messy. This was from SJS Cycles, and it was reduced from the price of $9.99 down to $3.99. So I thought for that price, I may as well get it and just see if it's any good, because can't go far wrong. And lots of the websites were recommending things that cost £50–60 each. Now I might find that there's a reason why you'd want to pay that, but at the moment I'll take my chances with this. On the back it has 2 clips, a Velcro strap, and a little bungee cord, and two hooks. So it looks like it's going to be quite easy to clip on and off. If you saw how I did that, I messed up the. So it's going to be quite easy to clip on and off. Put the. If I can do this so you can actually see. So clipping it on and off, putting the Velcro around, and then doing something with the bungee cord around the bottom here. You can't see very well, you're never going to be able to see very well, but connecting the bungee cord around so it won't flap around too much. This one has a pocket at the side with a reflector on. So this one's made for the right hand side. You could only get the right hand side for this price, but I've actually bought another one now. I've ordered one, it's not turned up, to put on the left, and obviously the reflector will be on the wrong side for that one. Inside it's got this drawstring for the bag. I don't know how waterproof it's going to be. I'm assuming probably not that waterproof for the price, and that's the only pockets it's got. Inside it's just one single pocket, but I think that will do me. It's a reasonable size, 15 litres. This was, looks like it'll easily fit some sandwiches and a change of clothes. But as I say, I bought a second one for the price, and didn't seem worth messing about. So if I ever do need to take more stuff, then I'll be able to do that quite easily. The other thing that I fitted so far is these, which are the mudguards that I showed before. Well, I've attempted to fit. The rear one fitted quite straightforwardly. So these are called clip-on mudguards, and they're meant to be for mountain bikes, and it clips around the vertical post, and then there was already a hole in the frame here, and a little bracket that you just screw on, and then you can screw the then it clips into the bracket, so it should be removable, but I don't see that I'm ever going to remove it. The only person who might remove it will be a thief, but hopefully nobody's going to want my cheap mudguards, as they only cost about £8. It comes quite close to the wheel, so it did say that it was for 26 and 24 inch wheels. Mine are 27, so probably that's why, but it's not rubbing at all yet. And there's a little mud flap at the back, and that just rests up against here, so I guess it's not going to be any good for people behind me. They're probably going to get very wet if they're cycling close behind me, but hopefully that will just protect me and the back of any bags that are on my rack from getting too splattered. So that's the idea with that. The front mudguard, unfortunately, so this comes with, I put this together, it's got a little bracket, but the bolt that they provided with it wasn't long enough. It was a 5cm bolt, and it wasn't long enough to get a nut on the end when it went through there. So I've ordered up a bolt for a couple of quid. That's a 6cm one, and hopefully once that comes in, I'll be able to fit the front mudguard. But I think it's a bit silly that they sell the mudguard, and I imagine this is fairly standard on a mountain bike. You have a fairly chunky set of forks. Maybe not, but it wouldn't fit on there without. So we'll have to wait for the front mudguard. I've not ridden it in rain yet, so I don't know how effective these mudguards are going to be, but we will see. I'm sure at some point I will have to ride it in the rain. The other thing I'm wondering about, I've got my kryptonite lock that I mentioned. I'm not quite sure where on here, and once I've got the battery mounted here, whether you'll actually be able to mount the lock anywhere on here. It doesn't really look like it's going to be possible, so that's probably going to have to go in the panniers as well. But that's the accessories that I've fitted so far. There were a few more things turning up. I've not put the lights on yet, as I don't really need them yet. I also need to see with the panniers on, where do I put the light so that you can actually still see. I'm guessing it's probably going to need to somehow be right on here, because if it's over here and I ever have a bag, you're not going to see the light on. So we'll see when I come to do that.